Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The physical coming together of two or more things. Sensational in appearance or thrilling in effect. His striking good looks always created a sensation. The act of contacting one thing with another. Having a quality that thrusts itself into attention. A striking thing about Piccadilly Circus is the statue of Eros in the center. A person who is in a position to give you special assistance. He used his business contacts to get an introduction to the governor. The physical coming together of two or more things. Contact with the pier scraped paint from the hull. A thin curved glass or plastic lens designed to fit over the cornea in order to correct vision or to deliver medication. Be in or establish communication with. He never contacted his children after he emigrated to Australia. A communicative interaction. The pilot made contact with the base. Be in direct physical contact with, make contact. The wire must not contact the metal cover. A channel for communication between groups. The act of touching physically. Her fingers came in contact with the light switch. Electronics. A junction where things, as two electrical conductors, touch or are in physical contact. They forget to solder the contacts. Close interaction. They kept in daily contact. The state or condition of touching or of being in immediate proximity. Litmus paper turns red on contact with an acid. The physical coming together of two or more things. Sensational in appearance or thrilling in effect. A dramatic sunset. Suitable to or characteristic of drama. A dramatic entrance in a swirling cape. Used of a singer or singing voice that is marked by power and expressiveness in a histrionic or theatrical style. A dramatic tenor. Pertaining to or characteristic of drama. Dramatic arts. Sensational in appearance or thrilling in effect. A spectacular display of northern lights. Having a quality that thrusts itself into attention. A spectacular rise in prices. A lavishly produced performance. They put on a Christmas spectacular. Characteristic of spectacles or drama. Spectacular dives from the cliff. Drive something violently into a location. He hit his fist on the table. Kill intentionally and with premeditation. Gain points in a game. He hit a home run. A conspicuous success. That song was his first hit and marked the beginning of his career. Hit with a missile from a weapon. Physics. A brief event in which two or more bodies come together. Make a strategic, offensive, assault against an enemy, opponent, or a target. Affect or afflict suddenly, usually adversely. We were hit by really bad weather. Reach a point in time, or a certain state or level. The thermometer hit 100 degrees. Encounter by chance. Cause to experience suddenly. An interesting idea hit her. The act of contacting one thing with another. Repeated hitting raised a large bruise. Produce by manipulating keys or strings of musical instruments. Reach a destination, either real or abstract. We hit Detroit by noon. Hit against. Come into sudden contact with. The car hit a tree. A connection made via the internet to another website. WordNet gets many hits from users worldwide. A dose of a narcotic drug. A murder carried out by an underworld syndicate. It has all the earmarks of a mafia hit. Baseball. A successful stroke in an athletic contest, especially in baseball. He came all the way around on Williams's hit. Cuz to move by striking. Hit a ball. Deal a blow to, either with the hand or with an instrument. He hit her hard in the face. Hit the intended target or goal. Pay unsolicited and usually unwanted sexual attention to. He tries to hit on women in bars. The act of contacting one thing with another. Repeated hitting raised a large bruise. Owed as a debt. Outstanding bills. Of major significance or importance. Einstein was one of the outstanding figures of the 20th century. Having a quality that thrusts itself into attention. An outstanding fact of our time is that nations poisoned by anti-Semitism proved less fortunate in regard to their own freedom. Distinguished from others in excellence. Did outstanding work in human relations. Conspicuous in position or importance. A prominent citizen. Having a quality that thrusts itself into attention. A new theory is the most prominent feature of the book. Having a quality that thrusts itself into attention. Salient traits. Military, the part of the line of battle that projects closest to the enemy. Represented as leaping, rampant but leaning forward. Of angles, pointing outward at an angle of less than 180 degrees. Producing a strong effect. Gave an impressive performance as Othello. Making a strong or vivid impression. An impressive ceremony. Without any attempt at concealment. Completely obvious. Obvious to the eye or mind. A tower conspicuous at a great distance. An event that happens. An event that happens. An instance of something occurring. A disease of frequent occurrence. An event that happens. Presently occurring, either causally or incidentally. Technical terms are rarely occurrent in literature. An event that happens. A distinguishing style. This room needs a woman's touch. Make a more or less disguised reference to. Consume. She didn't touch her food all night. The event of something coming in contact with the body. He longed for the touch of her hand. Be relevant to. A suggestion of some quality. There was a touch of sarcasm in his tone. Have an effect upon. The act of putting two things together with no space between them. At his touch the room filled with lights. Be equal to in quality or ability. Your performance doesn't even touch that of your colleagues. A communicative interaction. He got in touch with his colleagues. A slight attack of illness. He has a touch of rheumatism. Affect emotionally. I was touched by your kind letter of sympathy. The faculty by which external objects or forces are perceived through contact with the body, especially the hands. Only sight and touch enable us to locate objects in the space around us. Tamper with. Don't touch my CDs. To extend as far as. The chair must not touch the wall. A slight but appreciable amount. This dish could use a touch of garlic. Be in direct physical contact with. Make contact. The two buildings touch. The sensation produced by pressure receptors in the skin. She likes the touch of silk on her skin. Color lightly. Cause to be in brief contact with. He touched his toes to the horse's flanks. Comprehend. He could not touch the meaning of the poem. Deal with. Usually used with a form of negation. I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole. Deftness in handling matters. He has a master's touch. Make physical contact with. Come in contact with. She never touched her husband. Perceive via the tactile sense. Helen Keller felt the physical world by touching people and objects around her. The act of soliciting money, as a gift or loan. He watched the beggar trying to make a touch. The feel of mechanical action. This piano has a wonderful touch. Look through a book or other written material. Throw or toss with a quick motion. Flick a piece of paper across the table. Cause to make a snapping sound. A form of entertainment that enacts a story by sound and a sequence of images giving the illusion of continuous movement. Shine unsteadily. The candle flickered. Flash intermittently. The lights flicked on and off. Twitch or flutter. The paper flicked. Cause to move with a flick. He flicked his bic. A light sharp contact, usually with something flexible. He gave it a flick with his finger. A short stroke. Remove with a flick of the hand. Touch or hit with a light, quick blow. Flicked him with his hand. A mutual promise to marry. The act of giving someone a job. Contact by fitting together. The engagement of the clutch. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The teacher tried to increase his students' engagement in class activities. A hostile meeting of opposing military forces in the course of a war. He lost his romantic ideas about war when he got into a real engagement. Employment for performers or performing groups that lasts for a limited period of time. A meeting arranged in advance. Physics. A brief event in which two or more bodies come together. The collision of the particles resulted in an exchange of energy and a change of direction. A conflict of opposed ideas or attitudes or goals. A collision of interests. An accident resulting from violent impact of a moving object. 3 passengers were killed in the collision. The violent interaction of individuals or groups entering into combat. Have an effect upon. influencing strongly. A forceful consequence, a strong effect. The book had an important impact on my thinking. Press or wedge together, pack together. The striking of one body against another. The act of interlocking or meshing. An interlocking of arms by the police held the crowd in check. Contact by fitting together. Linked or locked closely together as by dovetailing. The topology of a network whose components are all connected directly to every other component. The act of interlocking or meshing. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. Contact by fitting together. The meshing of gears. Coordinate in such a way that all parts work together effectively. Entangle or catch in, or as if in, a mesh. Keep engaged. The number of openings per linear inch of a screen. Measure size of particles. A 100 mesh screen. Work together in harmony. The act of interlocking or meshing. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. Contact by fitting together. The meshing of gears. Baseball. A hit that flies up in the air. Baseball. A hit that travels along the ground. Baseball. A hit that travels along the ground. Baseball. A hit that travels along the ground. Brick that is laid sideways at the top of a wall. Horizontal beam used as a finishing piece over a door or window. A line of text serving to indicate what the passage below it is about. A framing member crossing and supporting the ends of joists, studs, or rafters so as to transfer their weight to parallel joists, studs, or rafters. A headlong jump, or fall. He took a header into the shrubbery. A machine that cuts the heads off grain and moves them into a wagon. Soccer. The act of hitting the ball with your head. Hit a ball in such a way so as to make it go a short distance. Fungus that destroys kernels of wheat by replacing them with greasy masses of smelly spores. Similar to Teletia caries. Disease of wheat characterized by replacement of the grains with greasy masses of smelly smut spores. To strike, thrust or shove against. Baseball. The act of hitting a baseball lightly without swinging the bat. An injury that doesn't break the skin but results in some discoloration. The action of bruising. The bruise resulted from a contusion.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.